Good morning, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated, Journato, morning headlines on November 27, 2023. UK school pupils, using AI to create indecent imagery of other children. The Guardian, pupils creating indecent images of classmates. The Times, AI image generators being used by children to create indecent images. The Independent, another body review, alarming deepfake pornography documentary films. The Guardian, schoolchildren use AI to make indecent images of other pupils. North Korea vows more satellite launches, beefs up military on border. Reuters, North Korea rushes troops, heavy weapons near border after South scraps military pact, WION. North Korea restores border guard posts amid rising tensions over its satellite launch, Seoul says. The Independent, nuclear tinderbox, Kim's threats put North Korea on wrong side of history. The Guardian, North Korea rushes troops, heavy weapons near border with South, warns of more satellite launches. Climate protest, more than 100 arrested at world's largest coal port. BBC, police arrest 97-year-old as climate protest blocks port of Newcastle. The Independent, more than 100 climate activists arrested after two-day blockade at Newcastle coal port in Australia. Sky News, more than 100 arrested as climate protest shuts down world's largest coal port. China, Japan and South Korea, amid regional rivalries, line up leaders summit. The Guardian, South Korea, Japan and China agree to resume cooperation after 4 years. Warrington Guardian, top diplomats of South Korea, Japan and China meet to restart trilateral summit, revive cooperation. The Independent, Japan, China foreign ministers agree to security talks. Voice of America, VOA News, China, Japan, and South Korea agree on trilateral summit revival, World Business Watch, WION. COP28, UAE plan to use climate talks to make oil deals. BBC, COP28, global climate investment must hit £3.5 trillion during decisive decade. City AM, making sense of the oil kingdom's climate summit. Bloomberg, we cannot afford to have a bad COP. Financial Times, the Irish Times view on COP28, distracted politicians need to find a way forward, the Irish Times. Russia-Ukraine war live. Russians scavenge air defense from Kaliningrad, says UK mod. The Guardian, Russia forced to move air defenses from Kaliningrad to Ukraine front after losses. The Independent, Russia moves its air defense system from Kaliningrad. Voice of America, VOA News, Russia-Ukraine war at a glance, what we know on day 642. The Guardian, Russia is sacrificing its air defense on NATO borders, UK intel. Dublin riots, stabbing suspect may have suffered permanent brain injuries. The Independent, remember who we are, riots, race, and the end of the Irish welcome. The Guardian, Irish Parliament protected by ring of steel following rioting in Dublin. The Independent, Dublin is broken, on edge, leaderless and abandoned by government. The Irish Times, social media nutters fanned the flames of hatred in Dublin. It can't be that hard to say hello to strangers. The Guardian, move over, Sweden. Here's my essential guide to greeting strangers. The Guardian, will the Swedish say hi campaign work in London? We put it to the test. Iceland volcano, live. Met Office records strongest earthquake in 48 hours, latest. The Independent, Iceland volcano, Met Office issues magma warning as likelihood of imminent eruption remains, N18V. CNN News 18. Iceland remains on eruption alert as seismic activity wanes. Reuters, move over Northern Lights. Has Iceland's #1 selfie spot just emerged from the ground? The Independent, Iceland volcano update, Met Office issues magma warning, Iceland volcanic eruption news, N18V. Vermont, 3 Palestinian students shot near US campus. BBC, man arrested after 3 Palestinian students shot in possible hate crime, ITV News. ITV News, 3 Palestinians shot near university campus in Vermont. Evening Standard, police say 3 shot in Burlington. WCAX, 3 Palestinian students shot in suspected hate crime in Vermont. The wealthiest polluters must clean up their act. The Guardian view on the carbon divide. Climate policies must target the private jet set. Israel-Hamas war. Third group of captives released as Hamas seeks to extend truce. The Independent. Israel-Hamas war. 40 Israelis and 117 Palestinians have been released till now. World DNA. WION. IDF says 14 Israeli and 3 foreign hostages have been handed over to Red Cross. The Times of Israel. Gaza truce must hold to allow more emergency aid into territory. Red Cross. The Independent. Red Cross receiving new group of Israeli hostages from Hamas. Al-Qahira TV. British Empire's past emissions, double UK's climate responsibility. The Guardian. Accounting for colonial rule reduces India's climate role by 15%. Elon Musk to meet Israeli president amid anti-Semitism accusations on X. The Guardian. Elon Musk set to meet Netanyahu and hostage families in Israel. The Independent. President Isaac Herzog to meet Elon Musk tomorrow in Jerusalem. The Times of Israel. Israel hosts wartime visit by Elon Musk, eyes Starlink for Gaza. Reuters. Elon Musk to meet top Israeli politicians amid anti-Semitism furor. Rainbow Bridge explosion. Police use 3D scanning to recreate scene as victims named. The Independent. Cops considering medical or mechanical episode in US-Canada border car crash. Hindustan Times. Police identify Rainbow Bridge crash victims and details of car. The New York Times. Generous and community-oriented, friends remember Rainbow Bridge crash victims. Pope says he has lung inflammation, aide reads Sunday message for him. Reuters. Pope Francis issues health update after relying on priest to speak for him. The Mirror. Pope Francis to attend COP28 in Dubai despite lung inflammation. Ilkley Gazette. Lung issue stops Pope delivering Sunday address. Reuters. Vatican's update on Pope Francis' health, in good, stable condition. We were treated like dogs. Freed Palestinians complain of mistreatment. Israel-Hamas war. Sky News. Israeli prison authorities are free to beat, torture any woman inmate, says freed Palestinian. Anadolu Agency. English. Freed Palestinians share accounts of challenging conditions in Israeli prisons. Al Jazeera English. Released Palestinians recount harsh conditions in Israeli prisons. Al Jazeera newsfeed. Al Jazeera English. Stolen childhoods. Hundreds of Palestinian minors held in Israeli jails. Too little, too late. The desperate search for cod babies. Sierra Leone lifts curfew after breakout from Freetown's Pademba Road prison. BBC. Most leaders of the attacks on Sierra Leone's military barracks and prisons arrested as curfew easers. The Independent. Sierra Leone imposes nationwide curfew after armed clashes in capital. The Guardian. Sierra Leone. Gunfire in Freetown amid fears over attempted coup. The Times. Attack on Sierra Leone Armory. What happened and who is responsible? DW News. Thai groom goes on gun rampage at own wedding, killing 4 including bride. Israel-Hamas war live. Ceasefire enters final 24 hours as Netanyahu under pressure to extend deal. The Guardian. Abigail Eden, 4-year-old girl among released hostages. BBC. Gaza truce may be extended as more hostages freed. BBC News. BBC News. Israel-Hamas war. We were treated like dogs. Released Palestinian prisoners complain of mistreatment. Sky News. We prayed today would come. Family of 4-year-old released hostage says. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.